The filter-free diary. Uh,
Good afternoon. It's 3:53 and I decided to walk. Yes, cuz you know why? Cuz yes, finally through that whole part of life. I don't know. And so I want to walk around cuz it's cool to walk around when things aren't falling out of you. Not for nothing. That's just horrible feeling. But anyways, so I decided to walk around, and I walked up this fucking hill, and I'll show you a picture of this hill because it's really not. I mean, it's a very steep incline. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like a long distance. That's like, I don't know, like maybe 500, maybe 1,000 feet at most, and I feel like I could have just walked right up that shit and then made the turn and then walked up the other, what, 1,000 feet or so? Not even. Far less of an incline. And it was no issue for my legs. My legs were doing the thing. I was in the thing, but my heart freaked me out. My heart was going like way too fast, way too fast. And it was going so fast, it was making me really freaking warm. And I'm in Switzerland with the snow in the mountains. So I had on a scarf. I had on a hat. I had, not a hat for real, but a hairband thing. A ear warmer. I had on a coat. I have on a sweater. I have on a shirt. I have all the layers on. And that leg motor just like kicked up, and then the heart was just like beating way too fast, and I had to start stripping clothes off before I even made it up the fucking mountain. I mean the hill. I mean the road to where I was going. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And I had to stop and take a break because I was afraid I was gonna like have a heart attack or something. I don't like it when my heart goes way super fast like that. That's not That's one of the reasons I don't do like adrenaline things or scary movies. I don't need to be like revving that thing up. I did enough coffee damage over the years that I owe. I owe some shit. And that does not include blowing out a gasket on the way up that fucking hill. So I had to stop. Not because I was tired, but because my heart was just going insane. And I was out of breath. I was breathing a whole lot. Like, goodness, what the fuck? I might be a little out of shape. I might have eaten way too much chocolate. There is no such thing because it'll get used. It always gets used. So pause, went up the hill a little bit more, pause, went up the hill. Me and my heart are on the same page. We're like, all right, let's just keep walking. So we do. So we just keep walking, and you know what? We walked the wrong fucking way. I walked into the wrong town. I walked into Caesarea or something like that, and I meant to walk into St. Moritz, and I didn't realize that. I just kept walking and walking, and then I get to like a bus stop in front of this big ass hotel, and I'm like trying to figure out how the buses work, and I'll be honest, I've never taken a bus outside of school in my life, so I just don't have the mind for how they are supposed to work, and I couldn't figure it out. So I walked across the street to the hotel. I was like, can you call me a taxi? And they're like, sure. And they called me a taxi, and the guy took me to the chocolate place that I actually wanted to go to in St. Moritz. And I got a shit ton of their chocolate. And you know what? It is not the same chocolate as was in Davos. These places have unique chocolate. They don't have standard chocolate. So I got some new shit to try, and it's pretty good because, of course, I had some when I got home. Yeah, so got back on track, talked to the cab guy. He was like, can you come back in like an hour? He's like, yeah. I'm like, awesome. So got chocolate, went grocery shopping to get some stuff so I can make some stuff. The only thing I didn't find was queso. But I actually found like tortilla chips. I'm so excited. I'm making nachos. Yes. And let's see. yeah, and walked around and met the cabbie back like at an hour, and he brought me home and or back to this place, not home, but back to this place, and then I asked him if he would come back in like 3 days because I don't want to drive my truck because my truck is successfully wedged into the smallest little parking space inside of its smallest little parking garage. I don't want to move her. I don't want to move her until we're trying to leave, and then she's not going back in there ever, ever. Oh my God. Well, she might as well take a vacation and rest for the 10 days that we're here. So I got a taxi. Yes. So even when I'm feeling better and doing the things and decide I'm gonna start walking, and I swear I checked my map and it looked like I was going the right way, but I had my music in and then I was just bebopping and doing the thing, after practically giving myself a heart attack on the hill. And yeah, still everything went in the right direction, still got everything accomplished I needed to do, even though it went the wrong way. Is it that things always just work out, or is it that I just keep trying and trying and trying until I get to what I'm trying to do? Is there better ways to do things? There's other ways to do things. I'm not a Swiss. I'm not going to climb the mountain. I'm going to call a cab. Have a good afternoon.